This is very important. Be good?
We're good.
So I call the meeting to the orders as our attorney always in every meeting advise and remind us, make sure to make a roll call. So I will start with the Sharia Victory,
Sharia Victory.
Joel Doris,
Jacqueline D'Agostino, John Falco, Anne Marie Reardon,
Bobby Clody,
Good evening, everyone. Daniel Holter.
George Martinez.
Richard Corey, and we have a quorum.
not only we have a quorum, everybody is in presence. So
Perfect.
I
that's
apologize
thank
for
you.
last week, sir, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, and before President of the NICE will give a presentation, I want to applaud his and his staff's hard work. Last 2-3 days, myself and our council and the county's office have many questions, went back and forth to the president, and he was, correct me if anywhere I'm wrong, so responsive, making every efforts for the best interest of the public, but also to the NICE and the administration, that no stone left unturned before we make any decisions. I personally want to applaud and thank you and your staff to even last minute question to make every effort to see how we can avoid or how we can be minimized. But you could not be more minimized than where we are as per our responsibility, the contract with MTA or other agencies that Nassau County have. We must live by those obligations, looking at every avenue. Mr. Kajus as well us made every efforts to make the best interest in mind is the public that we serve. And I want to say thank you so much and to your staff. I think
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate the intro. Today we're gonna accomplish a few different things. We've got a few different resolutions we have to pass by the board. We're gonna talk about our first quarter performance. We're gonna talk about Omny and where we are there. We're gonna talk about the fare increase and then any other odds and ends that come up. If we can grab the lights, guys, on the screen. Yeah, perfect, excellent.
When will be,
excuse me, let him present and do not interrupt. You ask the chair and then we will address to you and then you can ask question. Till he finish presenting, please,
I'm
no
sorry,
one
I'm sorry.
interrupt. No, that's okay, you don't have to be sorry, that's okay. Let the president present what he had to present before you guys interrupt or ask a question. Thank you so much.
So every quarter, we produce a scorecard of our performance, and these are key performance indexes that the county DPW has set for us throughout the years. We adjust those performance indicators as we progress in our performance. I want to say a couple things about the performance chart. Number one, all our key performance indicators are driven by what our passengers want. Not what we want as an operator, not what the county executive wants, but what our passengers want. So it's very important to us culturally that we look at everything that we do through the eyes of our riders. Now, obviously, me being one of them, I want everything. I want a bus every 5 minutes, I want buses where I wanna go, but in general, that's how we try to run the operation. The team here, excuse me, represents our leadership group, and our operational supervisory group. They're the folks that actually run the service every day. So they own these performance indicators. So every quarter we produce this scorecard, we present it to the board and to the county, to the county legal, to DPW, and they get to judge us on how we do here. There are incentives and damages assigned to each one of these KPIs. I want to remind everybody that there's actually no real money changing hands here. It's more a point of pride. Yeah. Even, excuse me, even when I see a negative number on here, I'm like, ugh, it's 5,000. It's 5,000 nothing, but it's still, means that we did not hit our goal. So we've got two different classifications, fixed route and our paratransit service, two very different services. On-time performance on the paratransit side for the third quarter that does capture back to school and back to school traffic and everything that happens in September. We hit about 89% on-time performance. Our goal is somewhat low, it's 75, we've got to change that, but it did earn us an incentive for the year. We're running ahead again. Right now, our on-time performance, I just saw it, is just shy of 92%. So quite a boundary, quite a leap up there. And to remind everybody on what that means a bus has about a 5-minute window. It could be 1 minute early or 5 minutes late, so 6 minutes really. That's the parameter that we have to hit to be on time. So, very, very important for us to hit that number. Missed pullouts, what does that mean? Missed pullouts mean on our ramp here, if the bus does not pull out within that 1 to 5 minutes, that means the bus did not pull out on time. We cannot perform service throughout the day if we leave late, or if we don't have a driver, or if the bus mechanically won't start. Those are all issues that impede our bus pull out on time. That affects how we did there. We had barely any missed pullouts at all. 0.03%. Doesn't really give us an incentive, it just means that we didn't really have any. Accidents, I'm glad to report that as you can see, our accident ratio over time has continued to drop. I'm very, very happy about that. Keeps our drivers and the public safe. Again, we travel 1 million miles a month with these vehicles. So 1 million miles a month and 50% of our vehicles go into Queens. Think about Jamaica traffic, think about Far Rockaway traffic, Flushing traffic. So again, we're expected to probably have accidents. We need to minimize those. So that's on the fixed route side. On the paratransit side, our paratransit clients there expect a different level of service. Inmer, our director of paratransit, is here tonight. Our call answer ratio, our clients call to make a reservation for a bus. So a small bus, comes to their address and picks them up and takes them to any address within the service area. So they have to make a reservation. So call to answer ratio, how many times, well, I should say, what's the percentage of calls that are picked up where we don't have a hang up? A lot of times people will call, after a minute or two, they'll just hang up. So what we want to do is answer their calls as quickly as we can, depending on the call volume. Again, we did a pretty good job, 93% or 92.3%, so not bad. Again, I'd like to see it 95, but I know Inmer's working on that. On-time performance, a little shyer than I want, but again, September's a heavy traffic and heavy request on demand time. We're 81% there. On-time performance goal is 85. I think we're about there now. So we've recovered quite a bit. Remember, this is a pick up and drop off, pick up and drop off, pick up and drop off as we go. So, and it may take a client up to 15 minutes to get on the vehicle. So it takes a long time sometimes to load the vehicle. So again, missed pullouts, just as we talked about before. The difference here is this is an on-demand service. We never miss a trip. You have a reservation, there will be a bus there. So we don't miss anything there. Again, accidents, great performance on accidents, very, very proud of that. Inmer and his staff did a great job. And then productivity, how many passengers we get on a vehicle per hour? We talked a little bit about this last time, so just to be consistent, that is a balancing game. The more folks we can put on a bus and group them together, the more efficient that ride is. The better use of taxpayer money goes into that ride, but also the ride tends to take a little longer, and client satisfaction tends to drop. So we're always kind of balancing the efficiency versus client perception of what they think the ride should be. So that's always a balancing act for us. So that's basically the performance. Third quarter tends to be our dip. That's the trend for 15 years now. That seems to be the dip. We recover very quickly, and we're kind of back on track. So just wanted to bring that up. The other big thing, in our project planning this year is Omny. We've talked about it a couple times now. We have one of the readers. It's not plugged in, but it's on the back counter. The signs around all have Omny QR codes. You can flash a QR code, learn more about Omny. But we've been preparing for Omny now. This is year 3. Preparing for Omny. We have a whole team. Eric is part of that team. Sudesh is part of that team. Jason, Jawad, and we have a whole back-end team on it. They are installing the readers as we speak. The system currently is our target to go live January 4th, so right around the corner. So at that point, riders will be able to use their smartphone, their smartwatch, a smart credit card or debit card, or the Omny card. And I think Richard has one here that I gave him a little earlier that you can load. So that's all going on right now. We've got street teams out there deployed, educating passengers on how to use it. There are links everywhere. There's signs. I think we have, I'm gonna ask Erica this question. How many signs do we have out there in the stop?
125 individual stops.
Individual
and that
stops.
does not include major depots such as Great Neck, Jamaica, Hempstead, Freeport, Batesville,
Mineola.
Mineola.
So it's kind of all over. So this is our major push, both on the technology, the financial, and the communication side. So operationally, the next step is really to educate all our drivers on how it works, educate the public, and make sure that we are updating that education week by week by week by week by week. So by the time December 31st gets here, we turn the page to January 4th. The goal is always, did we interact, did we engage with everyone on all the different things? Now, our buses will still take cash, we'll still take Go Mobile, we'll still take MetroCard. Okay, the fare box is still going to be there. Now, MetroCards are going away from Rosa Parks and different retailers in December. We coordinated it now since our last talk. The machine is supposed to go away on the 31st now, so we don't have this big gap. 31st it goes away, the 4th the new Omny starts. So that big gap that we all kind of went, ooh, that's a little awkward, is hopefully going to be gone. Some of that is moving still. The retailer that we have in Rosa Parks will sell the cards also. Plus there's a link on our website where you can see a map of all the retailers in Nassau County that sell cards. Okay, so that's what's going on with Omny. We're excited about it. It's I think it's going to be a great benefit to our riders. We are the first non-MTA agency that'll have it. Right behind us will be the Beeline Westchester. Then they'll go to, I think, Transit Link the transit system that runs across the Mario Cuomo Bridge, so. The other thing we're here to talk about really is the fare increase proposal. So, back in September, end of September, the MTA approved a 10-cent fare increase. So I want to explain this to everybody so it's relatively clear and the impact. So with the MetroCard and now with Omny, we have an agreement that allows our customers to transfer into the New York City system free. They get a free transfer. That includes MTA bus and subway, okay? But we have to be aligned on the fare structure, okay? If we're not aligned on the fare structure, what happens? Anybody traveling into New York City, for us, that's about 25,000 passengers a day, will have to pay an additional fare to New York City, to the MTA, okay? Because the MTA has no way to collect a lower fare and then charge us back that fare. It's overly complicated for two systems to manage. So those systems have to be in sync, okay? So that's the fare policy that's been here for 30 years. It's a fare policy we took over, and it's now the fare policy going forward. So the proposed fare increase is a dime, 10 cents. So here's the way it charts out. For an adult, fare goes from $2.90 to $3. For senior, it goes up a nickel to $1.50, and disabled goes up a nickel. Student fare does not change. Child fare does not change. Transfers do not change. There's the transfers from Hart and Long Beach, and they don't change. The single ride ticket goes up 25 cents from $3.25 to $3.50. The 7-day unlimited ride goes up $1 for that group. The 30-day unlimited ride is discontinued. We're going to talk about that in a second. And then there's a 20-pack, goes up $2. Paratransit stays the same. So the advantage of Omny for our passengers, and it's part of what we're going to talk about in a second here, is the Title VI. Part of the mitigation efforts is we get to be automatically opted into what's called fare cap. So automatically. You have to buy an unlimited MetroCard. Now you don't need to do that. If you use Omny, you're automatically opted in, which means after the 12th tap in a 7-day rolling period, every ride after that is free. Okay? So that's an extra added benefit to our riders, all our riders now. There's no opt-out or opt-in. I don't have to put, the big benefit to that really is I don't have to put down $127 out front. I can pay as I go if I want. So that's a big deal. Again, some of our writers say a lot of times it's hard to put down $127 out of their pocket in one big shot. But if they use the same fare medium, if they use the same credit card, the same smartphone, anything that's attached to that fare at the same time, they get credit for it every time. We'll allow everybody to ask questions because I felt that we got thrilled out. I've known you for a long time, I know what that means. We'll try to answer them as we go forward. There are a lot of business rules to Omny, but Nassau County is smart people, we can do it. I know we can. So, anytime we have a fare increase or a reduction in service or an increase in service that's more than 25% of the hours or miles, we have to produce under the FTA what's called a Title VI study. The Title VI study basically just ensures that we're not targeting or affecting a certain type or group of people differently than the general population. And so we did the Title VI survey. The conclusion was there was no disparate impact on it. It's in your it's been handed out in your books, it's been online, that sort of thing. So it is something that once we get there, I'll ask for your approval on that and acceptance of the Title VI study. So the other mitigation that we use besides fare capping is we do have a not-for-profit that we work with, United Way, and a program called Everyone Rides Nice. The parent company, Transdev, funded this through a partnership again with the county. And in general, we've given away about $900,000 worth of free rides, tickets to the agencies that United Way works with. For example, Nassau Community College is one of the biggest benefactors of that. They have students who can't afford a bus ride, they give them bus tickets, they're able to get to school. So it's usually for training, school, it's for food banks if they need help, getting their associates there. So that happens every year, and in general we give about $45,000 to $50,000 a year to everyone, to United Way through Everyone Rides Nice. So that's again another mitigating factor to a fare increase. Again, it helps ease the pain a little bit. So with that, Mr. Chairman, that's what I have on my agenda. It's a pretty short and sweet agenda, but that's what I've got. Thank you.
Thank you so much, because the region, it became short and sweet, because took 3 meetings, public, because we tried to make every efforts that everyone aware of it, and we follow all the guidelines under the federal or state to run the NICE. And greatly appreciate that. I did add my agenda in front of me, so I made an error. If you can give me 1 more minute before we go anywhere. Approval of the minutes. We supposed to do it before you, and since I didn't have it, I would like to have it. Since you all received that minute, who had attended, who didn't attend it, I'm sure you all members received that. And if there is no question, I'd like to have a motion to approve the minute.
I do have a concern with the minutes from July.
And you have a motion first,
Okay,
and once we have a second, then you can ask that question.
okay.
And so we will put it on officially on the
Okay.
record.
I'll second the motion.
Am I right? So somebody have to make a motion first.
Yes. Okay, so I'll make the motion.
No, who make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
And, okay, the former chair and the distinguished member Don Falco made the second. Before I take the votes, there is a question on the table.
Yes, the minutes, that were posted for July did not have me present in the meeting, which is a concern, because I was obviously present. Is there a way to amend the minutes? And,
So I will, thank you, Mr. Ruder. Let me clarify. Our stenographer is taking, she's literally just taking the notes, the transcribing. There are no actual minutes
Okay.
to approve, because the board is not taking minutes,
okay,
okay? So what I would respectfully, recommend, Mr. Chairman, is that someone takes very simple notes, then that can be sent to us. We will then put them in as minutes.
Thank you, but I'm going to, as a chair, I'm going to add in, since member raised the question, it will be added as of today, even to the previous meeting, that our member was present, even if the error was left by the steno, that's what you call yourself. And I will make sure that's corrected, not only corrected in the same time, but you made a suggestion, it's very good suggestion. I will make sure that next, even though we have it on the video, that gentleman does such a good job, we're going to have our own recorded meeting and rely on our own stuff, and we will take our own minutes. In that way, there is no error. We will depend on ourselves. But I thank you for the suggestion. It's very important. Since if there is no other question related to the minute, have to be related to the minute.
Mr. Chairman, may I make a motion that we accept the minutes?
Motion is already made.
As corrected.
Okay, so I take the,
That's usually.
I
what's
have
done in
two
for
lawyers,
reaction.
4 lawyers. First I had to solve with my first motion. So I'm going to disregard the first motion then I have to take this motion, right?
I think you can do both.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, I'm gonna add in Mr. Jogar's motion, and I
Somebody's
need
gotta
a second on
second
that.
I second.
Has to be seconded.
Okay, we have second, so there's a 2 motion on the table. So we both knows, all the members know those both motions. And so we're gonna take on the both motions, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Abstention? Is it unanimous on both motions? Am I right? Or do I have to take one more time the vote on it? So it's a unanimous, thank you very much for accepting and correcting that, norm.
I don't think he knows parliamentary procedure.
Mr. Walsh, please, thank you. Now we have a question from the board to the president. Please make it sure it's a short question, and when he's giving an answer, don't interrupt him in the middle of it, and greatly appreciate it. Okay, go ahead,
Hi. I need to ask something. We keep on talking about trying to expand service through another medium. What was it again? I keep forgetting.
Through another,
I know that, that the nice, flex service went to hell somewhere else. I was wondering if there was a way to, replace the bus lines that were, cut out. I mean,
okay, yeah, so, Richard, I think you're talking about the buses the service that was trimmed in 2017.
yes.
I will say, we continue to look at different ways to expand bus service. We're maximizing the service that's out there now. We're growing the service that's out there now. There's a couple of different ideas on putting back maybe a little bit of service with a on-demand shuttle. I don't know what next year's budget looks like yet, but that will certainly be a priority.
Mr. Lee, I have just want to make sure, please address the question related to the increase only today, right now.
Alright.
Because I don't want other questions, because then it's going to be too much mix-up. Please remember, if you have a question related to the increase,
Then I have nothing else.
then please have a seat. Thank you so much. Any other member have any question? Mr. Jobers?
I have, 3 questions from, just to repeat from the prior meetings to add to the record for today. And after the chairman's ready, I have 2 new topics that I'll bring up later once he calls on me again. But immediately right here, in the other hearings, I had asked a question in the comparisons why Baltimore was not used. And it had been answered before just out of the choices of things. So, and I also asked, and I'll leave this for the president to address why an e-ticket fare is higher than a regular. And then after you answer that, I'll give the theory.
So, think about a $3 purchase. Credit card companies have a minimum charge. So, regardless if you spend $3 or $10, they will minimally charge you a fee. In the case of this, it's about 30 cents. So, $3 with a 30-cent charge, plus the Omny fare process and everything else, makes that ticket net out a lot less to nice. So it's just like going to any convenience store, I see them a lot, that say, signs that say $10 minimum credit card purchase. That's because they have a minimum charge on anything below that, and the net income back to the retailer, in our case, is much less as a percentage than a higher cost or a higher package, a ticket package. So for example, 30 cents would represent 10% on that $3 charge, where when we go up, we double it, like let's say it's the $58 package, that becomes a 2% or 1%. So that's the net difference, that's why. We get a minimum charge on those single rides, so.
Okay, thank you. And the third repeat question was in deference to the Title VI numbers, that there were at least 4 and possibly 5 categories that had a statistic saying less than 0% or a negative number, and I still challenge the way you explained it
Okay,
before,
so-
that having either nobody or less than nobody is
So
kind of
this is-
difficult.
This is directly from the US Census. The maps are provided directly from the US Census, and so is the explanation. Let me read it to you. Maps are provided by the US Census as raw data. Errors are sometimes represented as placeholders or negative numbers, but because the error is very small in comparison to the total data set, it does not impact the overall finding. So that is the official US Census.
Thank you,
Explanation.
and Mr. Chairman, I'll reserve the 2 new questions for when you call for them.
You only can reserve them if I allow you. Just kidding. No, I appreciate that.
Yes.
You have a
thank
question?
I just
Sorry.
thank you. So I just wanted to clarify, what qualifies as an e-ticket? Is it anything other than an Omni card swipe? What is it, what specifically qualifies as an
So-
e-ticket?
When we talk about the 350, I think, Ms. Falco, that's exactly what you're talking.
Yes.
So on MetroCard in the past, on Go Mobile, those both were the same classification. In other words, we charge $325 for our Go Mobile single ride as the same as a MetroCard single ride. So if you bought a MetroCard single ride, you were charged $325 or the upcharge, whatever that is for the single, all the way down. In the case now of Omni, the same thing happens. If you tap and for just a single ride, you will be charged that upcharge.
Through any
Oh, I'm
method?
sorry, hold on. I'm gonna clarify with Erica because she gave me a.
Through any method?
Can you,
Okay.
can
Yeah,
you
no.
please, Joe?
So, the Omni vending machines offer a single ride Omni card. So it's outside of fare capping, it's just one ride, and that's the same as what the old MetroCard machines used to do if you wanted to buy just one ride. The cost of a single Omni ride will be $350.
On top of the price of the card?
That includes the card,
Oh, that includes-
okay? And
But
while it doesn't make a lot of sense, the NTA has told us they sell a lot of those.
Okay. So if I'm at a machine, hypothetically speaking, and I want to put $50 on my Omni card, I will be charged $350 per swipe, is that right? No,
You'd be charged at $3 per swipe.
$3 per swipe, okay. Thank you. And my other question is with respect to refilling the Omni card, can that be done remotely, or does it have to be at an Omni machine?
No, you can
Similar
do-
to a Metro card, which has to be refilled at
Yeah, so
a kiosk.
when you have your card, you buy a card, there's a serial number on the card. You can go online, register that, and now you can fill it in. So, and
Single
Erica,
ride.
let me call you back up here.
Okay. The single ride Omni card that will cost $3.50 cannot be reloaded, unlike any other Omni card where you can load value onto it.
That's a disposable card.
Yep.
Think of it as a disposable card, single ride, boom, done, I'm done with it.
Okay. What's the physical distinction between the two cards?
There, I believe there's a color distinction between the two cards. I believe
Yeah.
the single ride is like a white
White.
card, yeah.
Okay.
I knew that answer, thank you.
Okay, oh, thank you both, appreciate it.
Let's see, white or black? I'm gonna go with white.
George,
No questions.
next, do you have any other question related to the increase?
No, not the increase, but not,
Any other member have any question related to that? Besides Mr. Joe Burst, he holding his time for 2 more questions. Is any other member have?
I
If
do have
no,
just
or
one
you,
question.
okay, please.
You mentioned, I think the Metro cards are being phased out eventually. Is there a date for that, or do you have an idea?
We don't. We believe it will be mid-June of next year, we believe. But again, we're getting as much information as the public's getting at this point. So, So that's what I think the thinking is.
You have a question?
Yes, I do. To go off of what, Jacqueline said, I saw in the post, so let's just qualify what I'm saying right now, is, I actually read it every day, that's the problem, and I'm admitting to it. An article came up about Omny, and I clicked on it. And they did mention that the city MTA is going to allow MTA card trade-in for Omny money in the article. Now, I believe that might have not been something that has been shared or discussed, but it was recently in the article that they are going to have these trade-ins.
Yeah.
Would that be something available? Cause they're saying you can take your Omny card if you, Metro card, bring it
Yeah.
and swap it
Yeah.
out for Omny.
Yeah, so there are,
Money.
there are,
Would you please, I just want you to know, and our members, any your question, doesn't matter how you read it, they are very important.
Yes.
They are important to me, they are important to you. And it's important to the public that we making every effort to stand for the best interest of the public. So our transportation provider, NICE, and their staff, that question if we raising or giving all the answer is not something we take it lightly. At least I don't. Every your question, doesn't matter how you concluded to have that question, it's very important to me, to the administration, to the public, and I'm sure to our entire team. So I want you to know that. Please do not hesitate.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all.
And we feel very proud. I'm glad at least you're reading the paper. Sorry.
Mr. So what the MTA is doing is they've deployed some vehicles that will exchange value back and forth in that. We don't have that option here
Okay.
per se. Hold on, Erica. We don't have that option here per se. What we are trying to do is trying to get the MTA to send some our way to do that, number one. Number two, there are opportunities, many of our customers who travel with the Metro card to travel into New York City, and in the major stations, that's where they have the machines to swap. At Jamaica, at Flushing, they do have, or not the machines, but they usually have a stationed type of vehicle to swap that. I'm gonna ask Erica to clarify what I said, because apparently I didn't say it right.
So currently there are 20 centers that the MTA has where you can go ahead, bring your Metro card, and they will accept expired Metro cards that have value on them up to 2 years after that card has expired. You can go to one of these centers. There are 20 currently in the 5 boroughs, including Grand Central, Penn. The closest ones for our customers are Flushing Main Street, Jamaica, and these centers are, they're in subways. The one in Jamaica is also in the subway. They are open 24/7, and they will go ahead and transfer any value on that Metro card onto an Omny card. You must provide them with an Omny card. So they don't have an Omny card there, you need to bring them one. Now, they are expanding these service centers and are expected to have well over 100 by January. Additionally, their mobile service centers will do the same thing. And the closest ones for our passengers are at Flushing Main Street and in Jamaica. And I have all of this information on our website under the Omny section with all of the hours for the mobile, the days and hours for the mobile cars, and a link so that everybody can see. So it should not be an issue to get that value transferred. And additionally, the head of Omny has told us, when Jack says we think that it's going to be June when they discontinue taking MetroCard payments, it's because they haven't made a decision yet. What we are literally being told by the head of the Omni project is, I think June. So, but that should be plenty of time for people to exhaust that value.
Absolutely, and I thank you for clarifying, because when I read it, I was like, all right, you know, it's a little confusing
Yep.
in a way, so that our riders and our residents know that there are these options. Whether it's they have to go
Yep.
into the city, or eventually if they are kind enough to bring a mobile center here that we
Yep.
can publicize.
Mhm.
But this is an option, if
Yep.
not, you can run your MetroCard front. Thank
I
you.
appreciate that question, but since we're talking about that card, I again want to repeat that question, because we are here to do the public work. That's the only reason I am here and other members are here. That's the advice that I have from and the members have from the county. So my question remains to protect the public's best interest. I'm sure that's great news that they have 2 year time. And I'm sure there will be enough people out there who might not use this card, maybe never cash this card. I and the board, I speak in behalf of the members. I need to know how much money eventually left 2 years later, they cannot use it, and where that money goes, we will be continue watching where that money goes, how much money is, maybe there is none, and if it is, usually the public money goes back to the comptroller's office, New York State comptrollers. But we still want to make sure we are watching the public money, because they spend the money to buy this card. If any region, if thousands of members who did not use it and misplaced it, lost the card, or they forget the card, they never going to use it again, it might be small amount on each card left. But when you count every penny, it will become $1 when you have 100 pennies. So all these members who using it so long, or even in the past, if there is money out there belong to the public, I want to make sure. It's a lot of work. I understand it's a lot of work. And we want to make sure we not forgotten them. The money belong to whoever our passengers are. I took the privilege as a chair to add that question on the record. Is any other member have any question beside Mr. Joe Burst for the president? Please.
Thank you. It's very nice that my colleagues on the board started thinking in terms of where this first question is. I have had contact from a bunch of people that are riders that have not been able to come to the hearings, and because I advocate for our committee and try to advertise it out at the various organizations on that. And the first question was, is there any pressure being put on to actually have a conversion team, let's say at least at Rosa Parks, for the whole period of when the conversion is being completed, so that at least there's one place out here consistently and always that they can convert a MetroCard into an Omni if they don't travel into the city?
Yes, I mean, we've asked that question consistently, and we continue to put pressure on the MTA to provide that service. Again, a little tough, but we'll continue to ask. That's all we can do, is ask and push. So we're hoping, we'll see.
Okay, thank you. And the final thought also from
Is it
that
thought or
same
is it
group-
question?
Huh?
Is it thought or is it
Well, the
question?
thought coming out of me, but their question.
Okay.
Was reflective of the change in the city government. What is going to be the effect to our fare system should they find a way to make the New York City buses free.
I personally don't love to work in theory and what ifs. My job here is to run this system for the best interest of our riders, of our taxpayers, of the county. So I can't speculate what could happen. Joe, I really don't have a.
I didn't expect the
Yeah.
full answer, but the question is out there, and it's something on people's minds, because they hear this rhetoric about wanting to make the city buses free, and the state representatives from here on Long Island, both sides of the aisle have said that they're opposed to it because they don't wanna take money out of the MTA,
Mr. Boss,
so.
I got to, I appreciate your question because they're very important. I like what the president said. We don't want to talk about if and what, and when we have it, that question is very important. We definitely, I'm going to request, please forward that information. At this stage, I prefer have no answer when you don't have an answer.
Yeah.
If what, I don't believe in it, that's not good. If what could, should, I would not be sitting here. And I appreciate that. So, reading of the, is any other member have any question? Relate to strictly to the increase?
No.
Okay,
No.
then hold your question.
No.
Reading of the public comments. Are there any public comments?
At this time, on the website and through social media, we've received no public comments regarding the fare increase.
Thank you so much. I am coming to you, sir. Because we are here for public as much as we are here for you, because we are a team. And we are a public also. We are as taxpayer as you guys are. So from that point of view, if someone from the public, while they are here, like to make a comment, please come to the podium.
Okay,
And state your name.
Sure.
And then ask the question.
sure. I do.
If it's a question, ask a question. If it's a suggestion, you can hold on it and give the suggestion in writing.
Sure.
Question you can ask.
So it's a question. So my name is Charlton D'Souza, and I'm the president of Passengers United. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, and we represent Nassau County bus riders and the New York Metro tri-state area. So what the question is, Mr. Chairman, is when Omny is instituted and installed on nice buses, for customers who are coming from 179th Street and have to get on the N22, which ends at Roosevelt Field Mall, will there be a built-in transfer for those people going to Hicksville and Roosevelt Field and Points North?
Keep going your question.
So that's
in
that.
writing so he can give you.
And then the other concern is obviously, so there is some good news. I spoke to Shanifa Rivera. They're opening up a customer service center at 179th Street and Hillside Avenue. I saw it the other day, it's being installed. So the good news for nice customers, they will have that. However, the Omny machines are always breaking down. That is my concern. It's happening at Parsons Archer, 179th Street. It is a pain in the neck. And when it happens, you know, it puts customers in a whole big thing. What I will do for you guys is I will make sure that the MTA has, you know, they've been offering people free Omny cards in Queens. They did it the other day. I think they should come here and offer, instead of paying $2, because the surcharge for an Omny card starting in January is going to be $2. So if the MTA can come the last week of December and give some free Omny cards to those who need it at Rosa Parks, that would be excellent. One of the concerns we have is we want an Omny machine installed at Rosa Parks Center. It should be there. I really hope that Nice Bus and Nassau County will fund that, because I understand it's there. I did speak to some state legislatures, so they said they're going to look into that, and hopefully Mr. Chair, I'll be in communication with you. So we have that. I did want to know, will the N88 bus be accepting Omni for the summer? Because if it is, I can tell you now, ridership is going to surge like never before. I know they had very heavy ridership this summer. So I think Omni will be good overall for Nassau County. It will, because with Metro cards, they used to get damaged all the time. My only other concern is what happens if an Omni card is not tapping on the bus, or if the reader is broken. What will be Nice Bus's policy for that, and how will the county work through that? And then the other concern is obviously Accessoride. Some people use, they used to use MetroCard for Accessoride. So for ADA disability community, will they be able to still tap Omni? I'm sure they will on that. But for those members of that community, for the ADA community, they need to make sure that the reduced fare Omni cards and all that stuff is available. Because one thing that I know, like when you go to the Omni machine, the regular Omni machine to buy a reduced fare, sometimes it doesn't work. And that's been an issue too. And there's been times I've had to help people because a lot of people, the screen is very slow. Sometimes it stops, sometimes it just cuts off. So there are issues with these vending machines. I just want full disclosure. I want the board to know that. And sometimes in the past at other subway stations, there's nobody there to help them because the station attendant goes on a 1 hour break. So that could be an issue. But in terms of students who use, I know students cannot, New York City students cannot use Omni in Nassau because there's a cutoff. However, I did read something about Fair Fares, the program. On the Fair Fares website for New York City, it says that Omni will soon be accepted on Nice Bus. And I think I brought that up to Erica. So I don't know if the city of New York corrected that, because obviously Nassau County and the city of New York is two different entities. That's something that the board might want to look into. Otherwise, we just hope there's more reliable service. I think that's what customers want. If you're charging people $3 more, the buses have to connect. People cannot be waiting for canceled trips and missed trips. We get a lot of complaints about missing runs, missed trips. That has to be fixed. I don't want to take up any more time, but thank you to the Nice Bus team. Thank you to Erica, and thank you to the CEO. One thing I will say, they always answer our questions. Anytime I have a concern, they are on it.
Sir, before I ask the president to answer your question, I want to say thank you on behalf of the members for you being vigilant out there and being a bridge between us, the Nice, and the public. We greatly appreciate that.
Sure.
By the way, I just counted, you have plus and minus, bless you, almost 14 questions. And I'm glad you did. No, I'm glad you did. I'm sure all our members, some of your questions and suggestions are very valuable to us. And I'm going to say to the presidents, if he can not necessarily answer you right now, or if they can send you in writing all your questions that you have. If you want to hear him right now, he'll be
That's
happy
fine.
to do so.
Yeah, but one thing I wanted to say, there were no meetings posted for this meeting on the buses. As you can see, I think I'm the only person here to testify, if I believe so, and that's an issue. So there should have been communication on the buses and on the
I
media.
will take that question again very seriously. It was shared with the presidents. Sometimes everything does not happen, change doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it takes little extra time. But I only can assure you, as the council to the members, had we trying every effort to make sure as much as public is aware of it, and Mr. Jobers is a king in this to make sure public knows. So I'm actually very humbly to say all members are very vigilant for the best interest of the public. But your presence, sometimes one is better than 50 with have no questions, okay? So we appreciate your presence. Would you like the president give you answer now?
Yeah, you
But
can
if
do that.
not-
It's public disclosure,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Okay, what did I,
Okay.
I'll try to.
Thank you,
I'll
sir,
try
you
to-
can have a seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, Yeah.
Sir, you can
You
have a
can
seat.
have- Sorry,
So I'll try to answer what I can. There are some, you go deep, Mr. D'Souza.
I'm sorry.
You're like a good rock album. You gotta go deep cuts.
Sorry about that.
No. So very quickly, kind of going backwards up, accessoride Omni cards, we don't accept, Metro cards on our paratransit vehicles.
Okay,
So currently, we were pushing the MTA to allow us to put Omni onto our paratransit vehicles. It's secondary right now for them. They're not gonna work on that right now. We may have to come back to that. So that is something we've asked for initially. We are obviously gonna accept the, N88's gonna have Omni on it.
Yes.
We're excited about the N88. That's a great ride. That's a great service. We continue to do that. So that's not a problem. Machine at Rosa Parks. So you said it yourself, those machines break down a ton. The MetroCard machines broke down a ton. We chose to start with our retailer, and we're gonna see how that goes, before committing something like $750,000 a year to a machine that has not great, and the problem with that machine is we can't service it. Someone from the MTA has to come out and service it. And that's why it's so expensive to run. So, not a big, huge fan of it, but we'll continue to keep an open mind on that. The transfer, I'm gonna ask Erica, it still works, it will work, not a problem. I think I got everything. If not, you and I will have a machine gun round after this.
Yes, we will.
I'll try to answer anything else.
I appreciate it. Is any other question from the public? Sir, you have a question? If you have no question, one of my member as a public have a question.
I'm just
Your
curious,
follow-up.
as public, yes,
Yes.
indeed. Now in light of the Omni machines breaking down, and you had mentioned that in Nassau it's gonna be in retail stores. Can you tell us, what does that look like? Are they gonna be preloaded, or is somebody gonna have to then go home and scratch it to register it, or?
Yeah, no, so there's a couple of different cards. There'll be the white card, the single-use card that you can buy or you can get a card that I handed everybody, and I have them, so I handed everybody. So this is the way the card comes. There's no valuation on it.
Right.
So it's hanging, if you go to CVS, for example, you can buy every gift card in the world at CVS. It's the same thing. You pick the card up. The difference is you pay just for the card. The retailer can load the value. You could say, I want the card and 25 bucks on it. They'll load the value. Or you can just pay for the card, and on the back, there's a serial number. And you can log on, create an account, where then you can load the value continuously on the card. After let's say you decide to go to the retailer, they load the card, okay, the initial. You can still take it home and load it with more value. But that card is like a credit card. You don't want to throw it away, because every time you throw it away, you have to buy another card. So this stays in your wallet just like your debit cards and everything else.
Is there ever a time gap between the purchase and using?
I believe when I've done it, it's been literally instantaneous. So, and that includes loading. The only thing, if I'm loading it on my phone, I've got my phone out and I'm updating the card, it takes a few minutes to process, but it loads pretty quickly.
Thank you.
I thank you so much, since there is no comment from the public, and I think it's a time to move on, but I want to have, before I move on, I want to have a clarification with you and with the council. Do I have to make two different motions, or do I cover the next two items in a one motion?
I think that you should make separate motions.
Separate motion, okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't mean to
please.
interrupt. So there should be 3 separate motions.
May I know where are those three?
So there-
I don't have it here
Okay,
with me.
so there are 3 motions.
Can I have those paper in front of me?
Yes,
Please.
you can have my copy. There's an acceptance of the third quarter scorecard.
Okay, that's it, that's good.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Got it?
Okay. So we have 3 items, so there will be 3 motions. And before I go to that one, I want to thank the public. I want to thank the nice management. And definitely, I like to thank the county officials, which you representing Mr. Gallagher, and they were being very helpful to help us to reach to this conclusion for the best interest of the public. And I want to say thank you, and to all the members.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, every member to be here. So the first motion I need to make, I want to have a motion, acceptance of Q3 2025 scorecard. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Oppose, abstention, is unanimous. I'm going to add in something else. If you be kind enough, who made the motion? Who made the second? And take that part of the minute right now.
Yep,
For our
I did.
own record.
I did.
So we won't be
I did
depending on
before
it.
also.
Please, thank you so much. On the second item, I need a motion, acknowledgement of Title VI study.
I'd like to make that motion.
Thank you, I need a second.
I second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, abstention, is
No,
unanimous.
One opposed.
Opposed.
What you opposing?
The motion.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So,
I don't like negative numbers.
that's okay.
8-1.
8, aye, 1 oppose, no abstention. I have it. Number 3, fare increase proposal. As you all know, this is, I again going to repeat it, that the management of NICE, specifically I have to say, the president, for last 3 days, between me and Mr. Gallagher and the county, made several back and forth to do every effort to say what is the best for the public. That's what we all here for. And I again want to say thank you, that some of my questions or the county's question was very difficult, but you did what we requested to give us the answer in the same tone for the best interest of the public. I thank you. Now I need to have a motion.
I'd like to make this motion. I make a motion that we accept the fare increase on the personal opinion that it benefits our riders because they don't have that double fare if they're going into
Sir,
the
you
city.
cannot make a personal opinion, you only can make a motion. Just make a motion. I appreciate other part, can you make a motion to accept
To
this?
approve.
Okay, all right, I'll make a motion to approve the, fare increase.
We have a second.
Second.
Okay, we have 2 seconds, but let's take one of them. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, abstention, is unanimous. Thank you so much. Now,
Shouldn't we have
Before
a
we-
discussion on the motion?
adjourn the meeting, I just want to make a one note. Again, thank you all of you. I know the county executive is not here, and we're gonna have a very good news. Some you probably know, some not. I'm not going to go in details. And once the county executive is back, Bob DiCarlo, county chief, Arthur Walsh, and many others made lot of efforts for this good news, which some know, some not. I'm not going to disclose more further than that, and that I will have a county executive when he's back. He will hold that press conference with Mr. Hughes, and it's a great news. I should say it's a great news, and it's a hard work of many. And I want you to know, you the board, you the members, are bringing all the good luck to serve the public. Thank you so much, behalf of the county And again, I want to give credit to the president as well as to the county executive, Chief Arthur Walsh, and Senator DiCarlo, and many others. And county attorney's office was very helpful. Mr. Gallagher, along with Lemoyne. So, if we have no other agenda, I want to say thank you to the public. I'd like to have a motion to adjourn the meetings.
So moved.
Second,
I second it.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose, abstention, I have it. Thank you, the public, please go home, I'm late on my dinner. Can, the member can stay, including the, Mr. Gallagher, only for 1 minute only. Thank you very much.
Thank you.